Hey there, Nopenguin here, and Marincess just got some amazing support. Introducing Trickstar Aqua Angel. She is a level 4 water fairy monster, 0 attack and defense. She is always treated as a Marincess card. Also, if you control a Marincess card, you can special summon this from the hand or grave, and when used as link material, you get to look at your opponent's hand. However, you can only use those effects once per duel each. And it's that last line that really takes us from a godly support card to just a really good one. Why? Why do you hate water Konami? Why? But Konami's blue hate aside, let me show you the power of Marincess. And here is the list. Yes, this is my Marincess list. At long last, I am finally covering the deck. Marincess is a link-based water deck that I've been playing consistently IRL, but never really showcased it on the channel. But that ends today, because the new support card, while restricted unnecessarily, is still really good. But since this is the first time on the channel, let's give it a proper card by card. To start off, 3 Trickstar Aqua Angel. We already went through the effects, but in the deck it helps us extend and play through interruption, while also giving us insight on what to play around. 3 Blue Tang, the best starter. On summon, dump a Marincess from the deck. When linked off, excavate the top 3 and grab any Marincess card shown. There's just so much advantage in this one card. Our best hands start with this, but you don't need to open it. Triple Spring Girl. Banish a Marincess from the grave to special summon it from hand, and when linked off, mill a card and burn your opponent for each Marincess in the grave. Next is 3 Pasculus. On summon, summon another Marincess from the hand. And the turn after it was sent there, banish it from the grave to recur any Marincess spell trap in the grave. And the fact that these 4 are all level 4s really helps us go into a rank 4 package. Next we have 3 Marincess Seahorse, the historically best card to send off of the Blue Tang effect, although Aqua Angel now challenges that. It reads that you can special summon it to a zone your Marincess link points to, and the turn after it was sent there, banish it to special summon any water from your hand to a zone your Marincess link points to. And the 1-0s. 1 Sleepy Maiden. Target a Marincess you control, special summon this card from your hand, and protect that card from being destroyed by a card effect. Then you can banish a card from the graveyard to equip a Marincess link in the grave to another Marincess link on the field. 1 Basilalima. Effectively a vanilla on field, but you can banish it from the graveyard to prevent the destruction of monsters you control. And when it's banished, you give a monster 600 attack. No extension on this card, just pure utility. And finally, 1 Mandarin. While I control 2 or more Marincess monsters, I can special summon this from the hand or graveyard to a zone a link monster points to. But it gets banished when it leaves the field. Much like Aqua Angel, it doesn't matter if it's hand or graveyard, it can extend from either. And during the combo, having 2 Marincess and an open point on the field is not really that hard to get into. On to the spells! We are playing Triple Potted Desires and Triple Cyanide Mining. We want to hit our starters every single game, but we don't want to banish things from the extra deck, so no Prosperities. We do have a couple of cards you really don't want to banish off of the Desires, but it is a worthwhile risk as most cards we want are at 3. Then we play 1 Battle Ocean and 2 Marincess Dive. Battle Ocean is a field spell that we want to search out first. Gives your Marincess 200 attack, then an additional 600 for each Marincess card equipped to them. And when you link summon a Marincess, you could equip up to 3 Marincess link monsters from the graveyard to it. So if you use this effect on your end boss, that gives it a 2000 attack boost, while turning on some effects that your Marincess link monsters have. And Marincess Dive has 2 effects. 1 if we do control Battle Ocean, and 1 if we do not. If we have Battle Ocean, you can just summon from the deck. Yeah, it's a hero lives for Marincess without the restriction or the cost. And even if we don't have Battle Ocean, it's still a monster reborn for non-link Marincess cards. This card is insane, but its best application is if we already have the Battle Ocean, so that's why you want to search this first before going into Dive. 1 Called by a 2 Triple Tech, and I really like talents a lot in this deck, because the deck can really easily handle an Ash or a Veiler, and having this to be able to scout for more troublesome cards like Droll or Nibiru is just fantastic. Finally, we have 1 Marincess Wave, the heart and soul of the deck. If you control a Marincess Link monster, you can negate the effects of a monster your opponent controls. If you control a Link 2 or higher Marincess monster, you can make your Marincess monsters unaffected by your opponent's card effects this turn. And if you control a Link 3 or higher, it's Infib. You can activate this from the hand. This card is amazing, and is completely searchable within the combo. If you're a coward, you play this at 2 to protect it from desires. But Nopenguin is no coward. I will gamble! And the hand traps. We are playing triple Ash, triple Droll, and triple Infib. On to the extra, we have 2 each of the Link 1s. Blue Slug is the starter Link. It fetches a Marincess in the grave, which is often the card we send off of the Blue Tang's effect. Sea Angel searches a Marincess spell from the deck, and the fact that both of these only need a level 4 or lower Marincess monster, it makes it insanely easy to summon these out turn after turn. One Splash Mage fetches a Cyverse from the grave, but locks us to Cyverse, not a problem as we mostly go into Cyverse about 90% of the time. Also for extension, we have Coral Anemone, special water with 1500 or less from the grave to a zone it points to, and when it is sent to the grave itself, it fetches you any Marincess card from your grave. Though it does waterlock you with the effect, which we could use to our advantage. But we'll get into that in a second. Then we are playing the Marincess Coral Triangle. This is how we search out our wave. This is a Link 3, send a water monster from your hand to the graveyard, add a Marincess trap from your deck to your hand. It also has an amazing effect that if your opponent's the only one that controls a monster, you can banish it from the graveyard to special summon Marincess Links in your graveyard up to 3 links. So it's really useful for rebuilding boards. And our other Link 3, Marincess Marbled Rock. Once per turn, you can target a Marincess card in your graveyard and just add it to your hand. Also, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can pitch a Marincess from your hand to make monsters you control undestroyable and you take no battle damage from that battle. Finally, our boss monsters. We have Marincess Aqua Argonaut. This is a Link 4 monster. It has an effect that lets you target a water monster you control and a card your opponent controls and bounce it to the hand. And during either player's turn, when a spell or trap card is activated on the field, you could special summon one of the Marincess links that are equipped to this, negate the activated effect. And because we're going to be using this under Battle Ocean, she is always going to have 3 cards to choose from. And we also play Marincess Great Bubble Reef. Once per turn during the standby phase, you can banish a water from the graveyard or on the field to draw a card. This allows us to get into our hand traps, which is actually pretty nice. Also, each time a monster is banished, this gains 600 attack. And you can send a water monster from your hand to the graveyard to special summon any of your banished Marincess monsters. So if you have, say, a Marble Rock in the graveyard, you can banish it during the standby phase and then come your turn, special summon it back off of Bubble Reef's effect. And the final link, we are playing Zealantis. This card is amazing, and this is what I mentioned before when I said that the Waterlock can actually help us. Because if we go from Coral Anemone into Zealantis while our opponent has monsters on the field, we could use Zealantis' effect to banish all monsters on the field and then special summon back all of them that were banished. However, since I am the one special summoning, the Waterlock is applied. So any monster your opponent controls that isn't a water aren't coming back. It is such a great way to break boards, and I love Zealantis in this deck. Finally, the rank 4s, we are playing Abyss Dweller, Bahamut Shark, and the Toad to summon it. But enough talk, let me show you what these watery girls can do. Let's go to the replays. Our first replay is up against DDD. I get to go first, but they have 3 really annoying hand traps. They're going to affect Veiler the Blue Tang. I'm going to go into Blue Slug, target the Blue Tang. Blue Tang's going to go ahead and excavate off the top, and we find Spring Girl. Pretty good. Unfortunately, that walks us right into the Droll, but I have the Aqua Angel already, so we go Aqua Angel. Coral Anemone see the rest of their hand. We see we're working with an Infib. They use it on the Coral Anemone, which is fine because we have the Spring Girl. We can special summon it out, use the Dive to grab back our Angel, go into the Shark to go into the Toad because we saw they only have 1 card that really opens their hand. Then we're going to Marble Rock, grab a card from the graveyard, and just sit on 5 cards in hand. They draw not another opener, so when I negate their contract, they really don't have anything to do. Totally Awesom's going to go ahead, grab me a 6 card in hand, and they will concede. Our next replay is up against Live Twin Fiend Link. They get to go first, and I'm going to go ahead and try to actually negate this Leela, hoping that that ends their turn. Unfortunately, they did add the Kiss-a-Kill, so they can go into the Link Kiss-a-Kill, bring back Leela, Link Leela, bring back Link Kiss-a-Kill, draw a card, and Infib off the top pretty good. They have the Shavara, they pretty much had everything they wanted in hand. Go into the Yama, go ahead and grab themselves their Aruha, set a card. Aruha going to go ahead and special summon it up by destroying the set. The set's going to go ahead and bring us back to Reika. Reika effect going to destroy the Aruha. Royal effect going to go in the graveyard to special summon out Sarama. Sarama effect going to go ahead and reset the card that we just destroyed. Reika getting destroyed by going into Shayama. Then we're going to go into Soul Rage. We're going to destroy that. King Yama, Soul of Rage, and the Abominable in hand, allowing us to not only get out the Abominable at a card, but get into the Caesar and set the Infib. This is looking pretty bad, but that Infib is nice off the top. That allows me to go into the Blue Zug. I really don't have a proper opener, just the Pasculus. They will stop that from being added back, but it's fine. I have the Battle Ocean and Dive, but they will stop the Battle Ocean from resolving. Dive still brings back Pasculus from my graveyard, so that's good enough. We're going to go into Coral Enemy. Coral Enemy is going to grab the Pasculus. They are going to try to negate that so they can get Shavara to the grave. Shavara will go ahead and set a chamber. Then we're going to go into Angel. Angel's going to grab me back a Marincess Dive. Then we're going to go into Coral. Coral Enemy is going to go ahead and bring us back our field spell. And our Coral on field is going to go ahead and get ourselves a Pasculus back. During the end phase, they try to destroy a card. I am going to Marincess Wave because I really want to keep the Battle Ocean. And they draw Ash off the top. They're going to Ruha, destroy the set card. Ruha set going to go ahead and special summon out another Reika. They're going to go into Unicorn to get rid of my Battle Ocean yet again. They're going to go into Abomination. I will use the effect to stop it from being destroyed and taking damage. And during the end phase, Aegis goes ahead and destroys it. I look for another opener and I don't really get anything, but the Dive summoning back this Pasculus, the only main deck Marincess we've played this game, right back to get into hand, normal summon the Pasculus, go into Sea Angel. Sea Angel's going to bring back the Marincess Battle Ocean, then we're going to link for Coil and Enemy. Coil and Enemy is going to grab from the graveyard. They see that they have lost, and they will concede. Our final replay is up against Chimera. I get to go first, still no really good openers, but a couple of extenders will go good enough. We're going to notice summon Basilima, send it at the Basilima, go Seahorse, go into Sea Angel, grab the Battle Ocean, Mandarin's going to special summon itself out, Coral Enemy grabbing back the Sea Angel, we're going to go ahead into Triangle, then we're going to bring back our Seahorse, go ahead and pitch the Basilima to grab the Wave, then we're going to go into the Battle Ocean, getting our Argonaut, set 3, set 1, and pass. Their hand is absolutely cracked. They're going to be able to go ahead and use their Nightmare Apprentice, pitching both of their negates into the graveyard. I'm going to Marincess Wave. They are going to Chimera Fusion. I'm going to negate the Chimera Fusion. Things are looking up. They'll trip attacks for 2 and draw another Chimera Fusion. Now their negates are alive in the graveyard. Things are not looking that good. They're going to get all their effects off, adding themselves their Diabels, especially letting back out their guy, adding back their Chimera Fusion. They go into Chaos Angel, banishing our Marincess Battle Ocean. They will stop me from being able to stop that, which is really bad. We need that card. Then they're going to go into Guardian Chimera, destroying a card, drawing 2, and just beating over my board. I go ahead and add back the Marincess Wave. Go ahead and just take a load of damage, but things are looking okay. Because I have the Triangle in Graveyard, I can banish it. They'll try to summon the Diabels up, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and bring back Coral Enemy and a Sea Angel. Use the Coral Enemy to bring back Blue Slug, and bam, we have Zeolantis. We can wipe their field, activate the effect, and oh. That Chaos Angel is unaffected. Oh no. This is actually really bad. At this point, I am just trying to find a way to get out of this. I'm going to go ahead, Splash Mage, bring back the Angel, go into the Marble Rock. Marble Rock, I'm going to grab the Sea Horse again. Then we're going to go ahead and dive to Splash Summon again. I go into the Bubble Reef, and for whatever reason, I do not crash our Triangle into the Chaos Angel. Because if I did that, I had the Basilima engrave, it would gain me 600, and an additional 600 off of Bubble Reef's effect would let me beat over this Chaos Angel, and I think that may have been game. At this point, I really have no way to out this, and because I just got rid of my Bubble Reef, I've really lost any way to out the card. So, a bit of a mistake on my end cost me the game. And that is the list. I am pretty happy with how this deck is. Is this the final version of Marincess I'm going to be playing? Not likely. There are a few things that I think I will tweak. I think I'm just going to do without the 40 card list. I think Marincess is a deck that can easily go to 44 without any real trouble, and there's a lot of cards I want to fit into this build. But as a first look at Trickstar Aqua Angel, I am really happy with its performance. It's really allowed the deck to have a bit more flexibility with how it responds to being interacted with, on top of giving us a lot of vital information on what to look out for. And if you have any tips or spicy texts, leave them in the comments, I'd love to hear from you. But as always, like if you like, subscribe if you want to see more. I am Nopenguin, Marincess Princess, signing out.